Let me tell you what just happened. I was asleep. I had been making this dish that took a really long time. It did not turn out as good as I had hoped. And I kept hearing this, like people mill around in the kitchen. Like, do you know what I mean? I recognize that I'm hearing things in my sleep, like that I'm like asleep, but I'm hearing shit coming out of the kitchen. And I felt like I just heard something else out there. It's been quite a night. I felt like a jerk on my foot. I was thinking that it was Cozy, who was laying right here. But I was thinking that it was Cozy, because like, hey, I'm asleep. I was thinking that it was Cozy, like somebody like raked the bottom of my feet. I know, Cozy, I'm hearing them too. She just got up looking. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And I get up and I go out to the kitchen, and sure enough, the thing is just baking my house. I turned the oven off. And, yeah, I think I was warned, like, get up and turn your oven off. So anyway, that's the, niceties of letting spirits help you out in your home. You know? They can do what no man before, you know? Anyway, I'm going back to sleep. I'm so tired. All right, good night, sweeties. And thank you to everybody. Thank you. Hi, guys. Talk about tired. What a long night. So let me tell you something real quick. Last night was crazy. So, all right. You might think I'm a little nutty about this, but this is just who I am, okay? So, lately, all I see is people doing My House is Haunted videos, right? And so I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, my house is haunted. Like, oh my God, look, the water turned on by itself, the door closed, and you know, this is like Halloween games. This isn't real. So, but I did, like, a lot of them were doing like exorcisms and trying to get rid of these spirits. And unfortunately, it does have the effect that it's like basically evicting the people that live in your home with you, the spirits that live with you that are harmless. And so I'm like, I wonder if this is like doing damage. So I got the idea that maybe it was like doing damage. So I was like, all right, that's not cool. So I was like, I'll just go ahead and up my game when it comes to like letting spirits stay at my house and this kind of thing, right? So I've been inviting spirits to my house all week, and I've been talking to them all last week. And I'm just like, yeah, like, come if you're lonely, if you're this, that, right? So, and I have gotten quite a few friends over the course of time. Anyway, so last night I was cooking really late, and I watched this show. It's Below Deck, and they have different, like, chefs on the show. And the chefs were doing certain recipes that I wanted to make one, right? So I looked it up online and found it. So I wanted to make this recipe, but it was a really kind of like long thing to do. So I started the recipe early at like 5:30 when I got home, thinking it would be done by like 8, and I didn't even have it in the oven before 8. So anyway, it doesn't matter. I get it in the oven and I cook it, and then I realize that what I'm cooking is like thicker than what they cook. So when I check it after 40 minutes, it's raw. So I go, it's like not cooked at all. So I put it in for another 40 minutes, thinking like, I fucked this up, which I did. And then I put it in for another 20 minutes after that. And then it didn't do what I wanted, but it was pretty much, it looked, I guess it's cooked. And then I was like, all right, fine. I'm just going to leave it at this. And then I covered each part of it and I put it in plastic wrap and in a Tupperware, and I put it in the fridge. And I went to bed tired. I didn't do the dishes. I didn't do anything. I was just like, fuck. I was disappointed and tired. So I laid down in bed, and lately as I lay down to go to sleep, I hear this kind of like, this din under everything. Like, almost like you're in a restaurant and you're in the bathroom of a restaurant and you can hear the kind of the restaurant talking, the ebb and flows of it, the kind of tinkling of glasses or something. I don't know. So lately when I've been going to sleep, that's what I hear. Like once I start getting down into sleep, or right before, I should say, I'm not actually asleep, I hear this din. Also, I'm hearing a whole bunch of like people in my ear calling my name or saying something to me, like auditory stuff. So I've been hearing a lot of that lately. So I just assumed, I'm asking, other than malevolent spirits, I'm asking them to come in and, be a part of my life and help me out and talk to me if you want to and this and that. So I've been kind of opening up the gate for that. So anyway, so I hear a lot of noise when I go to sleep, and I hear them, try to wake me up real quick or whatever. And I just fell asleep last night. So I fell asleep, and then Cozy, earlier in the day, Cozy had not one but 2 episodes of not breathing. So I kept her up by my head, and she turned where her butt was like here on me, like here. And then she went out from there, and her head was like hanging off the edge of the bed. And we were asleep. And I felt something go, like, this is hours later, something like tickles my feet. And it almost felt like Cozy was trying to get away. We have a fan in the room, especially when she's not breathing well. I put it on to kind of force air at her, and she's okay with it for a while, and then she wants it off. So usually what she does is she walks down the length of my body, goes around my feet, and sits behind me to avoid the fan. So when I felt something at my feet, I assumed it was Cozy, and I moved my feet like back and forth, opened my eyes, and she's still right here. So I was like, what was that? So I lean up and look, and there's nothing at my feet. Okay, that's weird. So I'm like, whatever. I lay back down. I go back to sleep. I have no idea what's going on. Maybe an hour goes by, maybe a little more, and I feel what feels like somebody scraping my feet, like, and I'm like, so I woke up right away, and I was like, and then I look, and Cozy's still up on my head, and I'm like, what the hell? And my eyes are open, but I'm not looking at my feet. I'm just looking like this. And all of a sudden, I'm wide awake, and it happens again. It's like somebody digging for real quick in the bottom of my feet, like. So I leap up and look. I don't know what I expect to see, but there's nothing there. And I'm like, I'm up on one arm, looking at my feet. And all of a sudden, the smell hits me of smoke, and I look around, and there's smoke everywhere. So I leap out of bed, oh my God, and I run down the hallway and into the kitchen, where all the stuff in the bottom of the oven was like no fire, but it was smoking pretty bad, and the house was full of smoke, even though my fucking smoke alarms didn't go off. So I'm gonna have to check them today. But I was like, oh my God, had this caught fire? Like, there's like, stuff at the bottom of my oven. So I was like, oh my God, like, and then I realized somebody had helped me. Somebody woke me up to be able to turn off my oven and be okay. And I looked around the room and I said, I just stopped and said, thank you. Thank you so, so, so much. That was just amazing. Thank you for the effort. I turned on the fan in the kitchen, the exhaust fan, and I stood there just thanking whoever did it. And then I walked back in the room where Cozy was just looking at me. I was like, holy shit, Mom. That's crazy. But thank you for waking me up, and thank you for getting me again, for saving me again the first time. You see, right before I had my car wreck, when I was 21 years old, I was driving down Route 1, City Line Avenue, and we crossed over Lancaster Avenue, Route 30. Me and Jeb. It was before they had like car seats for kids. They had little seats you set them in and just set them sitting right there next to you, but there was no car seat like where you strapped a kid in, nothing like that. And I was driving down the road, and as I got to Route 30, on the corner was where I was born, Lancaster Avenue. So as I got to Route 30, it's almost like you're going uphill a little bit, but not too terrible. Anyway, I'm coming up, and this guy in his lane, he jumped into my lane. I was going straight, and he was turning into Lankenau Hospital because he had woken up. His wife had lost complete control. She couldn't feel her legs, like out of nowhere. His wife was paralyzed, and he was flipping out. She was flipping out. So they called an ambulance, and the ambulance came and picked her up, but he had to drive. So he was behind the ambulance, and I had looked up when the ambulance went by. I looked up much to turn, and then I kept going, and that's when he jumped into my lane. He was in a Lincoln Continental. I was in a Regal, and we hit head on, no brakes. He was going faster than me too, and he drove my engine from here under the car and up under my seat, where the heat of it was coming through, burning my legs. I had 2 crushed knees. I was stuck. I couldn't move in the car. I had this done. I cut open that. You could see through. I had 2 teeth that were jangled up. I had split my tongue in half, but I thought all my teeth were broken because all I could do was feel like sharp edges, but it was cut in half. Stuff like that. So anyway, Jeb was an infant, and he fell on the floor, and the whole thing cocooned him in. But right before that other car jumped lanes and hit us, and it was instance before, Some Girls was playing on the radio, Some Girls by the Stones, and I was singing as I was driving, and in my ear someone yelled, "Slow down!" like as loud, and I went and looked, and then 3, 2, boom, lights out. So I never know who those noises, who's yelling at me, who's talking to me. Somebody from my past or ancestors, or somebody who had a reason to keep me alive. I don't know, but here I am. And there's been other instances where I felt very warned about things, and even if the timing was off or whatever, just the fact that somebody tried. And then last night somebody like saved me. None of my fire alarms went off, so I got to get new ones of those or replace the batteries or whatever. And it was just like really amazing that I was so grateful. It was like, oh shit, like you woke me up. You literally woke me up. And it could have been Mabel. Like, it was just someone didn't want today to be my last. Anyway, so that happened. Lots of stuff happening, like just crazy stuff. Talking in my ear has been really crazy. And I had the first woman talking in my ear. I really don't have a lot of women that talk to me like that. Most of them are men. Isn't that weird? So anyway, that's the end of that. I just wanted you to know that, you know, people are like, I would never want a spirit in my house. Well, I'm super glad I do. I'm super glad I have lots of spirits in my house. I will put up with this forever because they give me comfort and joy, and they whisper secrets to me in the middle of the night, and they comfort me when I'm sad, and they save me when I'm in danger. So I think that's very cool. And anyway, I love you awful, and I'll talk to you soon.